Welcome back, guys. We're here in Woodbridge on a beautiful sunny day for another in-studio review. Last night, we saw Dark Phoenix, the X-Men movie in Vaughan. Can't wait to talk about it. So, for those of you who don't know who this gentleman is that's sitting in the chair, he's been here actually behind the scenes for the very first in-studio reviews when we did that Aquaman.
All that stuff.
And he's here today. We watched it in IMAX last night. And Stefano tipped his hat off to Mighty Morphin Tams, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. So X-Men Dark Phoenix stars Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, who turns into the Dark Phoenix. Also, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender return for Charles Xavier and the Magneto roles. That's the one main thing right off the bat that I wanted to say about this movie is, like, no matter how much they do with all the other X-Men, like, they're all great and they all have so many amazing powers, but, like, having Wolverine out of the equation, like, it's missing something, right?
100%.
Any cool action moments in this movie that stood out for you?
Yeah, actually, you know what? When she gets consumed by that, like, solar flare, that was pretty cool. Yeah, like, and they're all watching her and they can't believe what's happening. They think she's dying and all that and all that stuff, but really, like, she, like, consumes it all and becomes, Dark Phoenix and whatever. But I thought that was a pretty cool scene out of, like, the other kind of cheesier scene.
For me, like, when Professor X, like Magneto, those types of guys are on screen, it's cool. But I think, Sophie Turner, you had trouble with her?
Yeah, she was a little bit cheesy. Like, yeah, she tried to, like, throw a little bit of that Game of Thrones kind of acting, except with the English accent. And she was trying the English accent, and she was trying, and that's why it was kind of cheesy. She was trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
So that I thought was a little bit off, and she was a little bit extra all the time, just making her dramatic soap opera scenes. And
about the whole her daddy
like,
issues and stuff like
poses that, and all of that like a soap opera stuff. Like, that was there was a lot of that.
You lied to me. Why did you lie to me?
Like, all that.
It's true. It's like, it's over 9,000. I'm gonna probably put, like, a Vegeta up in the corner. That would be cool. Nightcrawler had amazing moments. Magneto had amazing moments. Beast had amazing moments. Even Charles Xavier, Magneto
was cool, and, like, the way he was, like, in his own little area, and with, like, the mutants and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Like, and they approached him, and, like, I thought that whole concept was cool.
You see Magneto, and he has his version of the X-Men, which is the Brotherhood, and basically they showed the Brotherhood without calling them the Brotherhood, but basically it was his organization kind of out in the forest, and he also shelters certain mutants that basically he feels like he needs to protect. I thought that was cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool moments, a lot of cool, like, James McAvoy moments.
You see his vulnerability, like, when he can't, walk around and stuff like that, and they take advantage. And even when Dark Phoenix tries to make him walk, I thought that was cruel.
That was so mean, right? Wasn't it mean?
That was harsh. That was harsh.
My God.
That was cool.
I was like, she made him try not to spoil it, but it's just like she made him suffer. Like,
what did you think about all the X-Men in the movie overall? Like, what did you think about them?
When they're fighting together, like, you see them and they're a seasoned X-Men team. Like, one's doing one thing, Storm's doing one thing, Beast is coming in, Cyclops is beaming a couple people, everybody's kind of doing their thing.
They come together very well. Like, they, like, all work together very well. They know each other's powers and how to work with each other, and that was, like, the way they portrayed that in the movie was, like, perfect. Like, that like synergy of the X-Men together and the way they were working together was perfect.
We saw X-Men Dark Phoenix in theaters last night. We saw it in IMAX, which is the way you should see this movie. What did you think about it? You want to give it an overall review?
I'll give it an overall rating. I wanted to say initially first an 8, but you know what? I think I'm gonna bring it back down to 7.5. I wasn't feeling it too much. It was good, but didn't blow my mind. It, like, had maybe a few parts that I liked. I'm not trying to, hate on it too much, but it wasn't the greatest. The hype built up to it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it just didn't live up to that expectation.
7.5, guys, with a Tuesday night recommendation.
Yes.
But still seen it IMAX. I thought overall it was a pretty good X-Men movie. The story, though, wasn't there. A lot of critics were saying that early on, like, the story wasn't necessarily there, and I definitely got that. There were a lot of decent character moments where, like, we're used to seeing a lot of these characters interacting with each other. together, and they pay off a lot of scenes like Professor X, Magneto, all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna give it the same, and I'm gonna give it a 7.5 as well. It's definitely worth watching if you want to finish the series for the Fox X-Men. But we're definitely really excited to see what Disney does with the X-Men
100%.
and the Wolverine yellow suit and all that stuff.
Yep, they gotta bring that
So
back.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the In-Studio Reviews. Be sure to check out our page. Be sure to check out our YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see us here reviewing more movies for In-Studio Reviews.